Welcome back to another episode. First off, round of applause. Yes, believe it or not, Karen is going to jail. Kathleen Sorsen, I believe is her name. She was sentenced to 90 days in jail for falsely accusing a Latino couple of trying to kidnap her children. You can read the rest of the report, but the sum of it was that she left with her children. There's proof of her leaving with her children. And then a few minutes later, she decided to call the cops and make that claim. Now, they did say she was considering accusing a black couple, but a black couple trying to steal a white kid at Michael's was a hard sell. Uh-oh. That's right. If you hear that sound and you're a Kia owner, the Kia Boys is probably taking your car. You should go check on that. Kia Boys. What a name. It's basically a group of individuals trying to go viral by stealing Kias across the nation, taking them for a joyride, and then just ditching them. They learned how to expose a security flaw in an entire fleet of vehicles via TikTok. Meanwhile, we got grown-ass people on TikTok trying to see how they would look as Mortal Kombat players. To each his own. Elon Musk is temporarily limiting how many tweets non-verified users can view each day. The reason behind it is to address extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation. Now, to all those that are panicking and in an outrage about these new changes, I just wanted to remind you, you are not obligated to be on Twitter. Like, you don't have to be on there. I'm not saying, like, you know, deal with it or leave, but I'm saying there's so many other places you can get information. That's all. As a matter of fact, Twitter is what people say in real life online. Now, I wanted to discuss these Tiny Desk series that came out during, I believe it was Black Music Month. We had Babyface, we had Charlie Wilson, we had Tank, Juvenile just did his I Have to Watch. But it was something about Charlie Wilson's and Babyface's performance that kind of just, it gave off a light bulb about what exactly is the issue that one might have with this new generation of music, right? We never want to come off as the older generation like, oh, this music today sucks, and this music, and a lot of people do it, but I think there's an explanation, and I think these two gentlemen gave us some concrete evidence, something tangible to show maybe the younger generation can use in how they go about making their music and performing. First off, I would like to say, what an amazing performance. If you haven't seen it, Tiny Desk NPR, Babyface, just an amazing performance, live instrumentation, and Charlie Wilson basically took everybody to church. But I noticed something about both of them, right? For them to be as successful as they are, to have all the accolades, all the respect, I'm sure they have all the money they could possibly need, they still pay attention to the details, even in a Tiny Desk 10 to 15 minute performance. I first noticed it when I was watching Babyface performance. He talks in between each record. He leads it up. He gives you a story. He sets the scene. Instead of just going into the record, it gives it more impact. It makes it hit more. It takes you back to what that energy was when he made it. So then when he drops the record, you're in the right state of mind to receive it. And you might not seem like he did all that on the surface, but that's what he was doing in between each record. And I was like, wow, like here's a guy that his name alone, his face alone, he just shows up and he could just press play if he wanted to. And people would still respect the classics that he put out. But even for a Tiny Desk show, he put that much detail into how he presented his records, right? And then, of course, with the instrumentation and we call it stage presence, but in this case, even a Tiny Desk presence, it was commanding. Like, he stopped. Everybody stopped. He spoke. You listened. He queued up people. He talked to the people that were there playing the guitars, the bass, the singers, and it felt like an experience that we were all experiencing together. You weren't just an audience member on the outside. Same with Charlie Wilson. He spoke, like he talked about his drug addiction and talked about like stuff I didn't really know because I didn't grow up with him, but how he lost it all and he prayed to get it back. And that's when he went into his church segment and how he was talking to the people that was off screen and to his singers, and you felt that energy. Like, I think I got goosebumps when I was watching it, and you just don't get that now. And I'm not saying every artist. There are artists that put a lot into their work, that put a lot into their shows. So I'm not saying every show, but for the most part, most people are just doing, it seems, the bare minimum to get the bag, right? It's all about getting the bag, which is okay. Feed your family, take care of everybody, get the bag. But as a customer and me as a concert goer, the stuff it takes to get there, right? You got to get tickets. You got to take the day off. You got to find parking, stand in line. They usually make you wait an hour before they go on stage. Sometimes it's a standing room, sitting room. You got to pay for drinks, beer, Uber if you're doing that. There's a lot that goes into it. Your outfit, you're posting about it, you're getting pictures. And the last thing you want, you put so much effort into showing up, you cared a lot about that day, and then you get there and the person who's performing is just there to get it back. So it doesn't translate. They're just running through the records. They're just pressing play. They're rapping over the records. There's no drummers, no pianos, there's nothing. There's no set design, there's nothing. They're just there to get that bag. That's unfortunate, at least for me, someone who really like live shows and who goes to a lot of concerts. And I think that's the disconnect, that if this younger artists that are coming up will put more effort into the live performance, into because that's when we get to see them, right? You get the album, you see them online, you stream, but that's a very intimate moment where you see that person in real life going back and forth across stage. You will want them to feel that way about your show and every other show that they go to. Like, this is an intimate, special moment. They're happy to be here. Because I've been to some shows where the energy wasn't there, where you could tell they were on the last end, the last leg of the tour, and or maybe they just didn't feel like doing it. And it sucks. And I get it, it's part of the job and they're human. I'm talking about the ones who just don't care, period. And I think if they just care more about that live presence, I think Busta Rhymes brought it up too on the BET Awards when he got his Lifetime Achievement Award, just start really caring about that live stage presence, that energy. And I think it would translate more the music and it won't seem like the artists are just here to get it bad. That's my opinion. Thank you for listening to another episode. If you want to hear the full audio only, whogottheaux.com for videos on these podcasts and way more other content videos. You can check me out on YouTube, Who Got the Aux Media. For Twitter, Who Got the Aux Media Who Got the Aux _. And then for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook is Who Got the Aux, one word. Appreciate everybody for listening. I will see y'all at the next episode. I'm out.